Hey guys, good morning. It's Becky Bamboo. It's Monday, March 7th, 2011. This is my week 36 post-op RNY gastric bypass update video. I have been very teary this morning, so if I cry during this video, I apologize. I have a lot to talk about, and I want to try to get through it all. I have no idea if I will. We'll see. So I started my journey at 424 pounds. Last week, I weighed 272, which was a total of 152 lost. This week, my goal was to get out of the 270s, and I did. I'm very excited. I am 267. I lost 5 pounds this week, 5 pounds. So now I have a total loss of 157 pounds. I looked back at my last 4 weeks, and I've lost 14 pounds in the last month. And that's amazing, right? Amazing. I'm so glad of that. And I keep thinking, if my weight loss can hold out doing what it's doing for the next 3 months, then I'm going to be really close to down 200 pounds. Basically, 14 pounds over the next 3 months puts me at 225. So I need to be 224 to be down 400 pounds, or 400 pounds, good God, 200 pounds. And so I'm putting it out here in public on my video that is my new goal, is to push myself the next 3 months. And for my 1-year surgiversary, I would like to be at 200 pounds gone. I think it's definitely possible to do that. If I don't reach it, I'm not going to be disappointed in myself, because this is a tool I'm using to motivate myself and make myself work as hard as I can over the next 3 months. It's not about getting there necessarily. It's about doing the best that I can. And at the end of the day, God willing, I will be down that 200 come June. June 28th is my surgiversary date. So that's what I'm going to work towards. And I think it'll be a good goal to work towards. That leaves me like 30 pounds to go till I hit my goal. So really excited about that. Really excited about that. Okay, what else? I had an amazing weekend. I want to talk about it. Saturday was a heavy alcohol consumption day for me. Most alcohol I've drank since surgery. Don't intend to do that real regularly, because obviously it's not good on the pouch and everything else. But I had a blast. I was at 2 bars. I spent literally from 11:30 in the morning till 7 p.m. at bars. It was a bar day. But I had a blast. I was with a big group of people at the first bar I went to, and we just had a ball. We ate there, and the food there is really good and dirt cheap, really cheap. And so we drank and had a good time and celebrated my sister-in-law's birthday, which is actually not until Wednesday this week, but we were celebrating over the weekend. And so then they all kind of left and went shopping in St. Louis, and my husband and I decided to go meet up with another group of our friends at a different bar in our town where we live in. So we were there with them for a while. We just had a good time. Bars, a different story now for me. I quit going out to bars about maybe 4 years ago, 4 years ago, because I just got so sick of the ridicule I got. And like, I would literally go into a bar with a group of people, and there would be like a guy that would hold a door. And as soon as he saw me, he would just let go of the door, and the door would slam in my face. I have had that happen multiple times. I've heard multiple times, "Damn, do you see how big she is?" I've heard, people come up to me in my face and tell me I'm fat. And I just, when you're at a bar and people are drinking, their mouths are not censored whatsoever. So even though you may think those things in like a normal situation, when you're at a bar, your mouth flies open and you say that stuff. So yeah, I've had some not pleasant experiences at bars. And in fact, like, I used to years ago go out to bars in my hometown in Springfield, and would run into like people I went to high school with, and they would still like, people that were rude to me in high school would still be rude to me and say, "Damn, she was big in high school, but she got big," and stuff like that. And it's really hurtful. things you just don't want to hear. So I quit going altogether, and for my own peace of mind. So this was my first time back at a bar in many, many years, and it was such a different experience. Guys would open the door for me. I had guys just coming up talking to me. Um, Very, very, very different, to go out with. I think it's more about the confidence I had in myself rather than maybe the way I look. I mean, I know I look a lot better than I did, and that obviously plays a role, but I do think I carry myself a lot different too, and that plays a role too. So and for me, I feel bad saying this, but at the same time, it's something that I do. Looking around, this first bar we were at is a huge place, and looking around, I just start like counting the people that I see that are bigger than me, all around me, every direction around me. I start like just counting, and I go, damn, I'm so not the biggest person here. And looking around, realizing I'm more of like the normal person than a big person, and makes me feel so much better about myself. And I feel bad for the people who I'm looking at who I know are like really heavy like I used to be. And I feel sad for them because I know the misery that life is. But then I feel so happy for myself that I don't have to live that way anymore. And it's such like an emotional thing. Like I go all over the place with it because I feel good for myself, but then I feel bad for other people, and then I feel bad because I'm looking at other people, and I'm not trying to be negative about it, but then I compare myself to them and to try to make myself feel better. It's a weird situation for me right now. But anyway, I had a blast with my friends. It's been so long since I've done that. My poor husband had too much to drink. He was puking before we got home. That wasn't too good. But that's the thing, gastric bypass. He drank the same amount of alcohol as I did. And I drank just enough, like I got my buzz, and then I just kept sipping all day long and maintained my buzz all day long. So I was feeling pretty good. But when I got home, it took about 20-25 minutes, and I'm fine. I don't feel like I've really had anything to drink. I mean, I'm fine. And my poor hubby is sick. So he's like, yeah, you'd be sick too if you hadn't had your surgery. And he's right, I would have been, but I wouldn't have been drinking that much either. So it's just kind of a very interesting thing, I think. And so anyway, we had a good time with that, and he got recovered. Yesterday, I went to the mall. We had to buy a wedding gift. We're going to a wedding on Friday. The wedding, I get to wear my cute dress too. I'm very excited about that. That's going to be the best part of the week, I think, getting to wear my dress. But anyway, we went to the mall to buy this gift, and while we were there, I said, I want to go piddle at some of these stores just because I can. So we went into stores that I've never been in. Like, well, some of them I've been in, but some of them I haven't. I went to Hot Topic. They have cute stuff there, and very like punky, like rocker kind of clothes. And I like that stuff. And definitely interested in being able to dress a little more to the edgy side of life, I guess. And so it was fun to just go in there and realize, hey, I could fit into these clothes. That's cool. And went to American Eagle, thanks to Losing It with Becca. She'd recently bought clothes at American Eagle and said, you should go in there and try stuff on. So I went in and tried on some shirts, and there's a picture on Facebook that I posted of trying on my American Eagle shirt, first American Eagle shirt. It goes on. It's just a little more tight than I want it to be. So I don't feel like I'm quite there yet. And that's okay. I could have bought it. One of my girlfriends was like, "What? You're crazy. You should wear it. It looks good on you." But I have different standards of my clothes than some people do. Some people don't. Some people like that really, really tight look. I don't go for that so much. So anyway, it was still so much fun to be in there. My two best friends in high school worked at American Eagle, and I spent a lot of time in there hanging out with them, and it was always so miserable to be in there because I would just get such bad stares from people like, you do not belong in here. You cannot wear any of these clothes. And I've had people say that to me. You cannot wear anything in here. Why are you here? And so it was a very different experience going in and like pulling clothes off the racks and going to the dressing room and trying on and seeing that I can get it on my body, and that it's not like all stretched out and crazy looking, you know, it's just a little form fitting for me. And that was fun. And I call it retail therapy, really, because the thing I found is I go shopping a lot to try on clothes, not to buy them, just to try them on. Number one, so I can check where my size is. Okay, I lost 14 pounds last month. That's a lot. So is that a whole nother size down? I don't know. I need to find out. So I do that, but also because I can't dress the same way I dressed at 424 pounds. If I did that, I look huge because it's not, everything is loose and not form-fitting, and I think you need somewhat of a shape, you know, to accentuate the good things that I've done or the good things that you do. So, you know, it's all about trying to figure out what my new style is, what I like, what I don't like. And I find that I'm a lot more picky about clothes now than I once was. You know, before it was like I had two stores I could shop at as a size 32. I could shop at Fashion Bug and I could shop at the Avenue, and that was it. So if they didn't have something that I wanted, then I was stuck wearing whatever they had, basically. So now I have all these options and all these clothes that I can try on and fit into. And it's very weird for me. I'm just not accustomed to it yet. I just can't get used to the fact that I can put on clothes at like normal stores, and it's very, very odd. So anyway, I'm still adjusting, I think, to all of that. And retail therapy is the best thing for me. It keeps me focused on, you know, this looks okay, but I need to lose more here or there. And it keeps me focused on my weight loss journey, basically. So I want to encourage people, if you don't have money to spend on clothes, it's still a lot of fun to go shopping and try on new styles that you've never worn before, never thought you would wear. And you'll be amazed as your body transforms, the things that you find that you actually fit into and that actually look good on your body, on your new body. So it's pretty fun. I'm very much enjoying that. So I did a lot of retail therapy yesterday. Have to tell you a story. We went to dinner last night at this steak place that's right by the mall, and easily the worst dining experience I've ever had. Our waitress came and brought us water and then took forever to come back to take our order. And then we were sitting there nibbling on, they have like bread, you know, every place has bread, it seems like. So we were kind of nibbling on bread, and my husband, of course, is recovering from being drunk, and so he's drinking a lot of water. His water sits empty for 20 minutes, and we look out the window and see our waitress outside smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, she's outside smoking while you sit here with no water. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, because it's her tip, not mine. If she doesn't want a tip, that's fine. And she continues to be outside. She comes back in and comes up to our table and said, hey, you know, I think your food's going to be up. And she starts to walk off. And I'm like, excuse me, we've been sitting here. He's had no water for 20 minutes. Can you please refill his water? Because he's not going to speak up for himself. And so she's like, oh, yeah, I'll get that. So it takes another 5 minutes for her to go get water for him. Finally, she comes back. She's like, I don't know what's going on with your food. I'm going to get the manager involved because something's wrong and it's not up yet. We ordered one meal for us to split, okay? This restaurant is empty. There's like us and maybe 10 other people in there. So I'm thinking, there is no excuse for this. Like, this is ridiculous. And so she comes back. She's like, the manager got involved. They're going to get it up real quick. I said, okay, whatever. She said, and the manager's going to come over and talk to you when the food comes out. I said, okay, that's fine. So we get our food. Manager hadn't seen him. She comes back. We're like halfway through our meal. She comes back to refill a drink and at the table behind us. And she's like, has the manager been by here yet? What did he have to say? I said, he hasn't been here yet. She's like, oh no. So she had to go a third time to him and say, you need to go talk to these people. He comes over. He's like, sorry it took me so long to get here. I've just been kind of busy. And I'm like, okay, so that's whatever. And he's like, so what's going on? I'm like, you don't know anything about what's going on with us? And he's like, no. And I'm like, I thought the waitress talked to you about how long our food was taking. And he's like, well, yeah, I guess she mentioned it. And I'm thinking, this guy has no idea what's going on with anything, apparently. I said, we sat here without a drink for 20 minutes while our waitress was outside smoking a cigarette. Don't think we didn't see it because we're sitting right by the door. Watched her walk out the door and standing in front of the restaurant smoking. And then I, said we waited 40 minutes to get our food, and I went on and on with all the stuff that I was pissed off about. And he's like, well, he just stands there and looks at me. And I'm thinking, are you kidding? Are you even going to say anything? Finally, I just said, this is ridiculous. You're not the only place to eat around here. And we won't come back if this is the way your restaurant works. And he's like, well, I'll just take care of your meal for you guys tonight. So anyway, they paid the bill, which is fine. Because honestly, at that point, I was going to just blow up if they hadn't taken care of it or offered us a free meal when we came back, or a free appetizer or something to make it worth our while to go back there. I would not be going back. So it was just weird. And this is the crazy thing. As we're sitting there, there's a family that comes in. It's a mom, a dad, and 2 kids. And they sit at the booth right behind us. The guy is all tattooed up, which I have no problems with tattoos. I enjoy them. I have some. I like them. But I think there reaches a point where I don't care so much, when they're all over your neck and your hands and everything else. Anyway, the guy comes in and he looks very paranoid. He's looking around the restaurant constantly. They order kids drinks, and both parents order a drink from the bar. And we're just sitting there. At this point, we have our food, we're eating, and all of a sudden, this guy gets up, and he's like, come on, hurry up. And he gets the kids, and he makes them run, full on run out the restaurant. And I'm watching them go by with my mouth open. And I look at my husband, and he's like, did that just happen? I'm like, I think it did. And the waitress comes by, and it's the same waitress we have. She's like, did they all go to the bathroom or something? I'm like, no, they full on ran out of the restaurant. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, they just ran out of the restaurant. So she went to the bar, and they had already made the drinks, and it was a whole hoopla with that, but it was insane. This is the most crazy meal I've ever had at a restaurant. I'm like, I don't know that I want to go back there. It's so bizarre. I can't get over it. The service was horrible. The food was okay. I mean, the food's good, but is it worth going to a place like that? I don't know. So it was a very interesting night. So anyway, that wraps up my weekend. It was crazy and good and emotional and everything. And I'm down 157 pounds, you guys. I'm 267. Yeah. I'm ever inching closer to that 250 mark, which is fantastic. I can't wait to get under 250. That'll be great. So anyway, new goal, 200 pounds by Surgiversary date of June 28th. So going to keep working hard. I hope everybody else does the same. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.